Hello and welcome to Future Vision and Growth Norman. This is going to be my Vision 2024 um, video. I got on a little bit early. The reason I did is so that people can get on here and get ready to type and just be excited about what's coming. So, hopefully, if you are new here, welcome. This is Future Vision and Growth Norman. This is a YouTube channel that is built specifically to talk about Norman, Oklahoma, all the things that it does well, things that it is challenged by, but to chronicle the growth and excitement that is coming with being in Norman, Oklahoma. So, hopefully, if you are interested in Norman, you thought about Norman, you're from Norman, you've been around Norman, or you just have Norman on your brain, you want to come and like and subscribe to this channel so you'll know what's happening up to the minute. That is my goal. Today, my big thing that I'm going to do is I'm about to share my vision at 3 o'clock for what Norman could be. I think it is growing in the right way. It is doing the right thing. And yet we have a lot of work to do and can do a whole lot more by just embracing what we know and who we are and the way that we combine each other and work with each other and can cross help one another. So our my big thing is going to show you how that looks, what that looks like. Reminder that there's a couple things I want, and I want to make sure it's explicitly clear on this video of what I want and what I want to see in the next year, because I think that's important as well. If you didn't watch my personal vision, you can go on my Facebook page, Future Vision and Growth Norman on Facebook. Watch my 10 things that I'm going to work on this year. You will see that one of the things that I want to work on is the fact that my voice matters and that your voice matters and that we need to speak up when things are changing and be ready to go. So it is an exciting time in Norman, a great time in Norman. If you're an investor, watch this. If you're a resident, watch this. A visitor, watch this. Or you're just like, I'm intrigued what this cat's going to say. Watch this. Make sure you like and subscribe. The best way for you to do anything with my content is to hit a like button, comment, and subscribe. Those are the three things that are going to keep it up top and keep it coming back to you so you are not caught in the dark. And no one wants to be caught in the dark, I promise. So let's get started. In Norman, Oklahoma, first of all, we have to look at what we are. I'm going to tell you these are the words that I have that I put down on paper when I thought Norman. I thought the first things that I thought was art, music, food, business, sports, nonprofits, transportation, housing, education, PR marketing, ambassadors, and construction. Those are all the areas that just in on the top of my head. That's what came up when I thought about Norman, Oklahoma. Now let's look at those in depth for a minute. Who are we? We are a conglomeration of people in this city. We have military personnel. We have rural agriculture people in Norman. We've got intelligentsia academia in Norman. We've got artists and musicians, and we've got people that are from all over the world in Norman. We are an international city. We have great food from all over the world as well. We've got musicians that call Norman home. We have some of the most storied music venues in the state. If you ask a musician from Oklahoma, they've been through the doors. So it is fantastic to see that. We have incredible nonprofits, over 250 nonprofits that are here to support our city, support our citizens in all the wraparound services that they need or just the experiences they need. We have an incredible food system here in Norman that we are continually working on. Our business community is thriving, whether it is corporate business, small business, a whole bunch of different districts, which I'll get to in a little bit. So we have incredible opportunities and incredible excitement here. So let's talk 2024. Transportation. Let me talk about transportation for a minute. In case you didn't know, it does not cost you to take the bus in Norman. So you can ride the bus for free. It's subsidized by the city. This is a very unique experience. Now we have an after hours ride share service. This is like you get the first 6 free, and then you get they're $2 a ride to get you around after hours. Use that service. It's cheaper than an Uber. It's fantastic. And again, it's a city provided service. Sports. Our sports go everywhere from whether it is Pee Wee League in the school, club teams, elite club teams, universities, colleges. I mean, we've got high schools, elite college players. We've got incredible teams of all sports that are here. We are a family centric city. We host tournaments, soccer tournaments. We have huge soccer tournament fields that are Griffin is going to be incredible. Like we're going to have some huge tournaments. Great baseball fields. Our infrastructure is fantastic. If you want to have a tournament here, the YFAC, the Young Family Athletic Center, going to be incredible with basketball tournaments, volleyball tournaments, all the things. And again, we're building this ecosystem that's really interesting. We are, of course, going in the SEC in the fall, so that will up our game as far as football is concerned and other D1 sports. So we're excited about that. All eyes will be on Norman and what we do with that, and really, are we open to the investment and changes that is going to bring with that? Art is not a small part of Norman. Art is a fabric integrated piece into who we are as a people. Whether it is indigenous art at Jacobson House, or you are looking at the art gallery, the beautiful art gallery on OU campus. You've got all the art galleries downtown. You have Second Friday. You've got our alleyways. You've got the murals. You've got Firehouse Art Center. If you want to create art, we have all kinds of incredible spaces for you to be challenged by or inspired by art. We have artists that call Norman home. Norman is a great place for you to create, whether it is creating food, creating art, creating music. So we are a creative energy city that is phenomenal. We have several economic centers in Norman. The biggest downtown areas are downtown on Main, the downtown Norman area, and Campus Corner. Campus Corner is a little unique in that it's like a 9-month downtown. It's there all year, so we go there in the summertime. For those of us that live here on a regular basis, it is so much fun to go to Campus Corner in the summertime because you can always get a reservation. You can always get in. It's not crazy busy. But my hope is, the reality is, it should be busy all year long so that those businesses do a great job. So hopefully that happens as well. The downtown business district is incredible and growing and thriving, and new things are happening all the time. If you haven't looked at the downtown Norman events, please like them on Facebook. Why? Because they'll keep you updated on everything that's happening. It's just amazing to see the growth and potential there. I have several other districts I want to look at that I want to really hone in on. Of course, we're looking at University North Park. That's out by Target, up in that area on North 24th. That's 24th Northwest. I love the Classen Corridor. Classen Corridor is interesting because it goes essentially from Porter all the way through by the Mont out towards Walmart, and then goes on beyond that. And it is a fantastic corridor going east. Also becomes Highway 77 headed to Noble, and the economics and the economic engine that's coming from that is going to be fantastic. Ed Noble is I would say, rebounded area because it was a big area that was full. Then we lost some businesses out of it. Now we've reclaimed it and put businesses back in it. Fantastic, incredible space right off of I-35. West Lindsay was just renovated, redone. It is the gateway to the university on the west side. So if you're coming to the university on the west side, you go through West Lindsay. If you hit that bridge, you know you've hit the University of Oklahoma by the look of the bridge, by the bus stops. It tells you with the flags and everything that's coming up that you are a part of the university and you're about to enter in that space. Let's see. We have other areas. If you look at like now, my area, the one that I'm like really wanting to thrive and grow and brand is East Lindsay. Now, East Lindsay is on the other side of campus. It is essentially a gateway to the campus from the east on Lindsay off of 24 Southeast. That is a fantastic road that is amazing. More and more traffic coming through it, more and more people building out that way. So they're going to be coming into town utilizing that road. There are open building spaces there that need to be full, and they need to be full quick. We already have thriving businesses in that area. Antique Paradise has already expanded like twice. You have an incredible ice crematories over there. Fantastic taco trucks. It's just a neat community space. You have splash pad is over there. The frisbee golf course is over there. Down the way, you got like the bike. There's a BMX bike ramp or like a bike park down there as well. So East Lindsay is kind of an adventure road. You got the bike thing. You've got frisbee golf. Then you've got the splash pad. Then you got shopping and eating. And then you're Brahms and headed to the university. So you could experience Norman on East Lindsay. The East Lindsay district is going to be a district to watch and really be aware of. That is fantastic. Excuse me, our food scene is amazing. If you haven't heard, we had a hot dog place over on 24th that ended up getting a whole lot of PR, and it's done wonderful. And it just showcases what we already know, which our food scene's amazing. We, of course, have sports bars if you want to watch a game for all different styles and versions and kinds. We got great Italian food. If you look at Sergio's, we have great pizza places. We've got great Asian food, Mexican food, and just fine dining. We have great fine dining establishments, whether it's Legends or Bienvenutis. So we've got incredible dining spots. Blue is a fun wine bar. We have others coming online soon. Parks and recreation, there we could not do what we do without all the parks and recreation people. Why? Because we have a whole bunch of parks. Norman Public Schools is an incredible school system. Why? Because we have amazing schools, amazing teachers, amazing students. And you know what? It is a high achieving school district. So if you're looking at a place to put your family or to come and visit and spend time and live, this is the place to do that and make sure your kids have everything. Not to mention a Division I university right up the street. So if you have questions, you can get those questions answered. Our education system also includes Moore Norman Technology Center. And also we have GED courses that OCCC is providing for Cleveland County currently for the next 4 years. So if you want to get started on that journey, you can do that as well. Our business community, let's talk about that a little bit. Our business community is on fire right now, in a good way. On fire. We had an explosion of new members at the Norman Chamber of Commerce. So we have an incredible Chamber of Commerce. Visit Norman is fantastic. If you haven't had a chance to look at what we do, they are our kind of our window to Norman. They tell you what's going on, the events, and all the different things that are happening. That's at visitnorman.com. We have the NEDC. NEDC is the Norman Economic Development Coalition. They are there to help us grow our business economy and everything that we are doing to build out. And it is happening in a very large way. This year, 2024, Norman will not look the same by the end. Norman will not feel the same. Norman will not be the same. So we are in a space where it is time for us to really look at things and how they work. Housing. Now, housing is scarce. I'm not going to lie. We have to continue to build housing. We don't have enough housing. We keep trying. If you want an apartment, the best time for you to come and get an apartment is summertime. Why? Because the students are gone. You have your pick. Once the students are back, they're going to take up whatever apartment that you are not using. And then, so if you're shopping for an apartment to make your residence and stay here, I suggest you do it during breaks or come out and find out what's coming online, because we have incredible housing opportunities. We have fantastic housing additions being built. We have old historic districts that are fantastic, but you got to wait for them to come up for sale or to be renovated. And we are very much a suburb of the 20th largest city, and we're growing like that. So we're one of the fastest growing cities in Oklahoma. It is very, very fast. And so we are very excited, but it is something to behold. And then, of course, our marketing and branding, this is all of us that do this, which is we are the PR people for Norman, whether it is my site, whether it's Visit Norman, the Chamber of Commerce, all the different stores and shops and artists that promote Norman outside of it. The Norman Music Festival is a music festival that happens every year, brings in 80,000 people over 3 days. Fantastic, great event, celebrates an essence of who we are, our music departments and our music and our musicians, and it brings people together. It expresses ourselves, and you get to see our creativity. We are an inclusive community. Our community is considered progressive in Oklahoma. Other places maybe not as progressive, but progressive in Oklahoma. So ultimately, we are an open and welcoming city. We welcome people from all walks of life, from all different places and from different spaces. And we want you to feel safe and welcome in our city. Okay, I've given you all the things. So then the question becomes, why'd you do that? That's a great question. Let me explain. Each of these things crosses. So, for example, let's say that we have a business climate, but our business could be any number of things. Business could be a transportation business, meaning we need buses that can get you to go maybe to our 6 breweries. So maybe we need a business that deals with that. Maybe our business is sports. Maybe it's an NIL, or maybe our business is to support players and become their agents in Norman to help them as they are continuing on their pro career. Maybe our business is art. It may be public art, private art, a gallery. It may be an art cooperative. Maybe our business is music and all that surrounds music. The things that we need are editing, the production side of it. We haven't even talked about film. The fact that Norman does not have a film commission is stunning to me. Why? Because 2 of the people that run Prairie Surf Studios in Oklahoma City graduated from OU. There's no reason we should not have a film, like film studies, film program, and really engage with film. Maybe it's that you have like if you're looking at housing, where are you going to put your athletes? Maybe it's housing where you're going to put business, new businesses, people that are coming in to fly in. Max Westheimer is going to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. If we put in a National Weather Museum, that's going to increase tourism. If we build $1 billion development, it shows the world that we're open for business and that we're willing to take a risk. I know a lot of people are sitting here going, but we don't need an arena. It's not about the arena. It's about the risk. We are literally selling the risk. I know that sounds crazy, but if you look at cities, they're not making money on the arena. They're not. What they're doing is they're selling the risk. So they make exponential money on the idea that they took a risk to believe in themselves and their future. So that's what we will see with those developments. Some of these developments that we want to hold our breath and be like, this is scary. It is scary, but ultimately we got to do it. Housing, we have got to grow. We have got to grow housing, whatever that looks like. We're doing it one plot at a time. By the time we get one plot through the planning process, we have a whole lot more people that have moved in and we're behind. We're running negative numbers on housing. We need to get more and more housing. When it comes to nonprofits, encourage and highlight and showcase our nonprofits, because the nonprofit community is vital in Norman. Why? Because there are people that fall through the cracks. There are people that need support. There are people that need encouragement, that need artistic expression, that need to be safe and loved and cared for. And guess who does that? The nonprofit community. Our religious community does an incredible job. Our churches and houses of worship do an incredible job. Our religious institutions do an incredible job. They are vital as part of what we do. But again, what is their artistic expression? What is their music expression? How do they deal with sports? How are they working on their food expression? We have religious people from all over the world. They have food festivals. That is part of the fabric of our food system and our food expression of art in Norman. Ask yourself, are you an ambassador? And the answer to that is always yes. Every time you go out of this city and you go somewhere else and you say you're from Norman and you speak, when you say you're from Norman, you are speaking as an ambassador of Norman. It is important that we showcase our city, and we always tell people what an incredible space and it is to live. And if they don't believe it, come and visit. If they want to be chill and hang out and see the essence of who we are, it's summertime. If they want the energy, they come in. Well, if they want the crazy nervous energy, it's August when the new students come in, driving backwards and we don't know which way they're going and learning the ropes. But if you want to come during game day, you're going to have a different kind of an energy. If you're going to come during the holidays, you're going to have a different kind of energy. Springtime, it looks different. Graduation looks different than it's summertime again. And so we have these ebbs and flows that make us who we are. But in the summer, you have summer breeze. You get to sit out in a field, have adult beverages and food, and watch live music. It's food, it's music, it's art, because it's at Lions Park, which is right next to Firehouse Art Center. So it's all these synergies of who we are as a community in one. It is the best thing that we can do is by showcasing all of these things simultaneously, not separately, simultaneously. They're important. It's not just one thing, it's all of these things. We are all a part of this fabric of what makes Norman unique. Without it, we are not Norman. Without all these pieces coming together, we are not Norman. Then we're somewhere else. Then we're somebody else. Then we're some other city. These are who we are, what we're about, and what's coming. So what I'm asking you is this. When we make a decision, I want to look at this piece of paper and go, which part is it? Is it more than one? Are we utilizing everything? If we're building new development, by the way, art's already integrated in that. Why? Because we have, I believe, a 1% of any project has to be art. I think it's one, maybe two. So we're seeing public art being created. We're seeing businesses that are saying, paint a mural on the side of my building. Why? Because it gets people there. Second Fridays every month. Every month we have Second Friday Art Walk. We are celebrating art, music, food, culture, Norman, every month. 4, 5, 6 things in there, nonprofits, because they're out there. Transportation, why? Because they're getting you moved around. Yes. Now, also let's talk construction. This is something people hate. But the opposite of construction is no construction. If there's no construction, I'm going to tell you, your city is probably dying. And that is hard. That is a harsh reality. But if you are not building, if you are not fixing the roads, the sidewalks, whatever it is, if there's no construction in your city, that means you are doing nothing. That means you're stagnant. We do not want a city that is stagnant. So yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes. Will it be irritating? Yes. Is it going to take a little while? Yes. But it's part of growing it. It's part of being in a growing city. If you want no construction, move to the country and move far into the country. Well, because if you're near the city, you're going to be part of the city, as we're finding out. For those old timers that thought the Porter was going to be the edge of Norman, they're in shock right now. For those of us that think the 48th is going to be the edge of the city, you will be in shock. It will not be the edge of the city. Why? Because the city will not be able to stay within those boundaries. I'm just telling you, this is going to be a large city. Why? Because we are growing. As Oklahoma City grows and the metro grows, we will grow. Now, we want to integrate all of the things that I've talked about here to make sure that when we're growing us. We're growing like us with the different groups, the different ways, the different, emphasis and importance of placing how are you Norman? So then the question for you is this: which one are you? Are you a construction worker? Are you an artist? Are you a nonprofit person? Are you a transportation worker? Are you a food service worker, a musician? Do you work in housing? Are you an educator or do you educate? Are you a student? Or are you a business person? Small business, large business, weather business? Are you a virtual business person? Are you a business person? Are you an ambassador? And if you're an ambassador, what are you saying about our city? That's a great thing. And then how are you marketing Norman to other people? How are you bringing in the people that you want to live here? Because that's it. It's who we want to live here. We're bringing people in. It's just who's deciding who gets to bring them in. If you want people to live here, encourage people to move here. So that's my vision. I know it's kind of like mind mappy, a little bit scatterplot, but the reality is Norman is not growing in a linear way. It's not growing in an outline. It's not like ABC, ABC, ABC. It's not doing that. So why would I make this that way? It would not express Norman to sit here and say that we are a monolithic check A, check B, check C. No, that's not the way we're growing. We're growing in the messy way that we exist because we are Norman. We're artists. We're creative. We're military members. We're people from all over. We're police officers and fire department and families. And we're people from all over the world. All of the world religions are represented. All the different spaces are represented and safety is represented and everybody is represented. The weather system, the university, everything is food, experiencing life is represented. So 2024, I expect to be the biggest expression of Norman that we have ever seen. Whether it's coming out of the ground, it's the way that our city is going to change, or the fact that we are about to express ourselves where people are like going, oh, so that's Norman. Yeah, it's us. We're here. We're ready to showcase it to the world. And I cannot wait for the vision to come true. I'll be watching this video at the end of this year and checking my little boxes to see if it worked and if it happened. And I look forward to you guys all joining me on this journey of showcasing Norman to ourselves, our state, our region, our country, and the globe. So please like and subscribe and share this with everybody that you know that is associated with Norman. This channel will always be updating things on a regular basis, and we appreciate you. Thank you, and cannot wait to see what happens in 2024.